In my opinion, what makes Blender so great is that it allows you to expand its capabilities by using add-ons. And if you've been using Blender for a while, you'd know how useful they can be for efficiency and also for quality of life improvements. So today in this video, I'll be going over my top 5 favorite Blender add-ons, both free and paid, which I use to create my environments and other stuff. And I think it's safe to say that they are an irreplaceable part of my workflow because of how extremely valuable these are. Anyway, I don't want to waste any more of your time, so let's get into the video. Now before we start, I just want to mention that these are some add-ons that I use personally in my projects, and I wasn't paid to say any of the stuff that I'm about to say, but I did get some of the paid add-ons here for free because the developers agreed to help me out. Now with that said, let's start off with the first add-on in our list, Human Generator. This add-on lets you create super high quality 3D characters right inside of Blender, and because of that you can really work in a non-destructive manner and also get a lot more control over the hair later in the process, and also make use of hair dynamics to get way more realistic physical interactions on it rather than just using a mesh. I used this add-on first in my last animation on the Punisher challenge, which really let me explore and exploit all of its features. I did notice some flaws back then, but now with their major new update, they fixed all of those issues and even added a whole new set of features, including some more isolated control over the body proportions, improved randomization features, and I believe that now you can actually pretty accurately recreate a real human with this add-on. I absolutely love Human Generator, and I will continue using it in all of my future projects that need a character. By the way, you can get links to all of these add-ons in the description below, both the paid and free ones. Some of these will be affiliate links, meaning that I'll receive a small commission if you decide to buy it through one of my links without you having to pay anything extra. This is great if you want to buy the add-on and also support me in the process. Now moving on to Texel Density Checker. You can think of Texel density as the amount of pixels an island in the UV space is holding. The larger the island, the more pixels from the texture it can hold, and hence it would have a higher texel density, which would mean that the corresponding faces will be of a higher resolution as a larger part of the texture will be projected onto them. Texels are basically the fundamental unit of the texture space. A general rule of thumb is to have the texel density consistent throughout all of your meshes so that some parts don't seem higher or lower resolution than others. The Texel Density Checker for Blender is a free add-on which lets you calculate the texel density of a selected object and also apply the same density to all of your objects at once. How it works is that it scales all of your objects' UVs to the same size so that each island holds the same amount of pixels in them. It might sound super complicated if you haven't heard about texel density before, so I'll try to include a video explaining what it is in the description. Anyway, this add-on is a great tool because otherwise it is a very tedious job to average out the texel density manually. UVPackMaster. This has to be the craziest add-on in this list because I still have no idea how it works. It's almost like magic. So the main function of this add-on, which I mainly use it for, is to efficiently pack your UV islands to cover as much space inside the UV space as possible. Hence, it can ensure that you get the highest amount of texel density possible for the islands. If you've unwrapped anything in Blender before, you'd know that Blender's packing options are quite limited and honestly not that great. But this add-on changes the game. I can challenge you that you cannot get a cleaner pack if you do it manually, even if you were to spend days on it. When used in conjunction with the previous add-on that I mentioned, this is an absolute lifesaver, as you can first get an average texel density across the whole scene and then simply pack the islands of your meshes by using this add-on to get some clean UVs for texture painting later. Again, you can find the link to this add-on in the description. The next one on the list is Botaniq. Now this is an add-on that I've had my eyes on for quite a while and have had the privilege to try it out only recently. But I have to say, even though I had some super high expectations of it, it really blew my mind away. I haven't seen an asset pack that comes close to this in quality, especially for nature assets. The models and textures are super realistic for sure, but what makes it really amazing for me is the wind animations that they introduced in a recent update. I struggled a lot with creating natural tree movements in my last animation and had to stick to messy techniques for the sake of saving time. But if you can have an add-on which lets you create such great looking animations with just a click of a button, I don't know what more you could ask for. I've already tried them out for some test renders and I'm super excited to use them in my next animation. Overall, I think this is one of the best, if not the best, Blender product for natural assets right now. While using these add-ons to make your artwork definitely speeds up your workflow, I think it's also important to know how to create something without using the add-ons first. And this brings us to the sponsor of the video, Skillshare. You've probably already heard about Skillshare considering it is a popular online learning platform. Skillshare offers thousands of classes on a variety of topics including design, photography, fine art, and even digital art. So it doesn't matter whether you're a beginner, pro, or a master, there's always something out there for you to learn. For example, if you've been following my channel for a while, you'd know that I also like to produce music and have been doing it for a few years. If I had access to Skillshare back then, I could have saved a lot of time and headache while learning about the whole process by just watching the professional classes here. Now, since we were talking about Blender here, you can also get access to a ton of Blender tutorials on Skillshare as well. It's as easy as going to the search bar, typing Blender, and there you go. Hundreds of high quality classes for beginners as well as professionals. I'd highly suggest this course by Remington Markham, which goes over how to create this cute little bird from scratch, and it is perfect for beginners. Interested? Well, guess what? The first 1,000 people to click on the link given in the description will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare Premium, so you can start learning that skill you've always wanted to learn. This is a limited time offer, so make sure you get your hands on it as soon as possible. Now moving on to the last add-on in the list, Nature Clicker. Nature Clicker is also an amazing add-on that I found recently. It's from the same creators as the Human Generator add-on, so you can already assume that it's going to live up to its standards. Now what this add-on allows you to do is instance objects in your scene just by selecting them and then clicking wherever you want. Super simple and super handy. How I use this add-on the most is in conjunction with Botaniq. So let's say I add some tree models that I want to scatter over here. Instead of using a particle system, I want to be able to control exactly where they are placed. I could just select and duplicate, move, scale, and rotate them to get into place, but over time this will cost me a lot of time because I need a random rotation and scale to make them look different from each other. Now, Botaniq does allow you to select all of your vegetation and randomize their attributes, but the fact that with this add-on I could just click on where I want to add the trees and not have to worry about any of that is just brilliant in my opinion. And nobody's stopping me from then going to Botaniq and randomizing everything, because it would give me the most natural results while still giving me precise control over where I want to place the trees. So that basically sums up the top 5 Blender add-ons that I use to create in my environments and animations. The links to all of these products will be in the description, so make sure you check it out. Now if you like this video, make sure to drop a like, and if you didn't like it, let me know in the comments down below so that I can work on it in the future. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, then make sure to leave them as well. I want to take this time to quickly shout out my Discord server, as we will be hosting an art contest there soon. So if you're interested, definitely join our Discord server as soon as possible in order to participate. Check out my Patreon page where I post sneak peeks, behind the scenes, early access, exclusive tutorials, and even official merchandise. I'll soon be publishing another tutorial there, so if you're interested, you can find a link to it down below. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.